Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Join us on the last Wednesday of every month for the BGB MasterClass, where the #1 global branding expert, Ray Perez, will be sharing his insider secrets and strategies for lead generation that he has perfected over his 18 years of experience in the industry. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, this masterclass is guaranteed to provide you with the tools you need to grow your business and increase your revenue. Sign up for free at bgbmasterclass.com.
All right, welcome everyone to the BGB Live Masterclass preview. I'm super excited because we get a sneak peek interview with one of our special guests that we're going to be interviewing tomorrow Wednesday during our BGB Masterclass. So I'm super excited to bring him on, Mr. Leo Climaco. But before I do, we're going to play a quick video. Here we go. All right. Hey, Leo, you there, buddy? Can you hear me?
What's up? That was a great intro. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man. You know how we do it here. So welcome. Super excited to have you as our special guest speaker on Wednesday's Masterclass. So today is just a little preview to give our audience a little idea of who you are, what it is that you can do for them, what you're going to be speaking about with your partner, Julian, on Wednesday. So just for a moment, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are and what is it that you do for your audience.
Thank you so much, Ray. So my name is Leo Climaco. I am a business acceleration specialist. My team and I elevate leaders to achieve their goals faster while maximizing their impacts in the world. Now, what does that really mean, right? Everyone wants to make more money. Everyone wants to have that successful life. But what we neglect is that first, we got to do the inner work. We got to connect with our body, with God, our family, and then our business will flourish. So I am hosting an event November 22nd and 23rd. It's going to be a fact map workshop. We are going to go through your 2024, where you are within your body, within your relationship with God, within your relationship with your family and your business. We are going to get down to the nitty-gritty of the truth of where you are and where you stand. And then we'll look forward to 2025, to where you want to be and where you could be. And we'll help create that bridge to get you from where you are to where you want to go.
I love that. I love that. And just to clarify, this program, an event, is for men, women, all ages, all walks of life. I think the commonality is
no discrimination.
You're an entrepreneur or a business owner, right? Is that pretty much
right? Correct. That is the barrier of entry. You must be an entrepreneur or looking to become an entrepreneur.
Awesome. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are in transition, right? They had their regular corporate job, or they had as a business professional, and they're like, hey, I'm tired of the 9 to 5. I want to do my own thing. Or they're just tired of working for someone else and building someone else's dream, and they want to do their own. And I think that's also like a niche that they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to own their own business, but they're not there yet. And I think what you're going to be doing in this event is perfect for them as well, right?
100%. And I think it's actually better if you don't have any bad entrepreneur tendencies. So then we can start fresh and really get you on your path to success.
Let's talk about that for a second. Because I'm laughing because I know exactly what you mean. Because in my branding and marketing business, when I get entrepreneurs and they're like, been doing something a certain way for a certain amount of time, I'm like, man, I got to break that bad tendency. Share a little bit about what you mean by bad entrepreneurial tendencies.
Well, a lot of people want instant success, right? They want to have the overnight success as quickly as they get their hair done. And it just doesn't work that way. It's a process. It's a journey, right? You must first grow into that frequency, grow into that role, and then you become the person who you're supposed to be. So it takes a path. It takes a journey. It takes you reconstructing who you are and really understanding the ins and outs of what you're trying to accomplish.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a blueprint to doing this, right? Because people are like, okay, so that sounds great, Leo. How the heck do I do that?
There is 100% a blueprint, which is why the core four is body, being, balance, and business. It's a trickle-down effect, right? First, you do the inner work and you connect with yourself. You come into your truth. You come into your fact. What are my facts? What are my truths currently in my life, right? And then that automatically activates you wanting to connect with a higher power and a higher source. Because once you discover who you are, you want to discover your potential and what you can be. Once that occurs, you automatically want to share that with your loved ones and your family. You want to build that community. Once you're in full alignment, your business will flourish. Because think of it this way, right? You have cleared the highway. You have cleared the pathway of all blocks, of all self-doubt, of all of any fear that may be in your way that's stopping you from reaching that goal. Within the first pillars, we work on you and clearing the highway. So when you are actually ready to run that car, you will succeed.
And sometimes that fear is subconscious, right? You're not even aware that that fear is there.
Correct. And a lot of entrepreneurs have the fear of success. It's not even the fear of failure. They're actually okay with failure, but the success is just so not scary, but so unknown is the right word, right?
Yeah.
There's so many unknown about it that you can actually overthink yourself out of success.
This is so true. This is so true. I love that. So that's the first thing you start with. For me, as number one global branding expert, the very first thing I start with my clients to build their personal brand is creating clarity. Clarity
Yes.
in who they are and what they're doing in the world, which I'm going to be blunt about it. Most entrepreneurs don't know why they're doing what they're doing. A lot of
They
them
do
know
not.
what they do, and some of them know, like how to explain it, but most of them can't tell you why they're doing what they're doing. And what you're
Right.
talking about in one of these first pillars is such an important thing. And I personally experienced this myself. So what's the second?
Being able to zoom out, like you're saying, have this clarity. Stepping into your truth gives you vision, gives you clarity, right? You can quickly go from being one-dimensional to 10xing that by zooming out and being able to see the end progress, where you want to be at the end, and being able to reverse engineer it to get to where you want to be. So that's step two. Once you step into your truth, you must visualize and zoom out and see the end in sight. Once you do that, we can trace back and create all the required steps for you to get there.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not part of the manifestation process?
100%. This is the physical implementation of the manifestation process.
Yeah, and that's something that I think some people do it by default. I know that I used to when I was younger. I know that I used to manifest by default, not knowing what I was doing. But I think creating this clarity that you're doing once they know thyself and once they understand who they are, their connection to source, and they have this now starting to visualize where they want to go and what they want to achieve, not necessarily every step of how to get there because we don't know that, but knowing where that goal is and that clarity and that visualization is what starts and activates this manifestation process that we all have as human beings.
I think what you just said right there is key. Us not knowing it all. That's key. Most human beings want to know it all. And part of this process is having faith and trust and understanding that, look, I have control of X, Y, and Z. Let me go execute X, Y, and Z, and the universe will meet me halfway. That's having that faith, right? Understanding that I can have it all as long as I have control of that all. I control what I can, what I cannot, I put it in God's hands.
Amen. All right. So after step two, once we have that clarity, we're creating that goal, that future, starting that manifestation process. What's next?
Now it's time to make a plan and actually execute. Once we have that timeline written down of where you want to go, the steps that are required to get there, now it's time to execute this plan. It's time to break it down. How long will this plan take? A year, 2 years, whatever it may be. We'll break it down into monthly, weekly, daily, actionable steps that are actually going to get you to your goal within the 4 pillars.
I love that. I love that. So I want to open up while you're sharing the rest of the pillars to the people who are watching live. The whole reason I'm doing this live stream, preparing everyone for Wednesday's masterclass that I've been doing consistently month after month, is to be able to give people an opportunity to ask some questions prior to the event that we're having on Wednesday. So I know we have a couple people watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. If you're watching right now and you have a question, or for Leo or Julian, who just joined us right now, who's Leo's business partner, or myself, on anything that has to do with growing your business, because that's what this Wednesday is all about. This Wednesday is all about really closing out this 2024 with a bang and getting ready to open up 2025 with ultimate preparation and success. A lot of people wait till January to start doing this.
Yes.
But really, you have to start doing it in the 4th quarter of the previous year so that you're ready when January hits. Otherwise, you're behind the 8 ball, correct?
That's right. And it has to be done in November. I think December's the worst month, probably the shortest month all year. You're 2 weeks in, everyone's checked out. So I think the end of November is the perfect time to get this done. It gives you enough time to plan, and you're 6 weeks out of the new year, gives you perfect time to execute.
Absolutely. And am I correct? Is that when your event's happening?
Yes, November 22nd and 23rd.
My team, if you could put up that information on the screen so we have that. So if anybody wants to learn more, we're going to be sharing on Wednesday exactly how you can get registered to attend this event, to really just prepare and plan for your 2025, make it the best, most successful year yet.
100%. Julian, welcome. I want to give you the floor a little bit to give your take on our event and Fact Maps.
No, thank you so much. I heard you. That was amazing. I think exactly what Ray shared, right? Which is that place of, we're looking at this future, which is this freedom. I think as entrepreneurs, the reason we go into entrepreneurship or have this transition is because we're looking for freedom, right? And so sometimes we're talking about this goal and, we want this, but really what you're looking for is freedom. Freedom in your body. For some, it's not like being shredded, single-digit body fat. For some, freedom is, I just want to be able to play with my kids and not have back pain. I just want to go on the beach and run, right? Freedom instead of like knowing yourself. We talk about being, which is always like a tricky one for some, because like, well, is it God? Is it like, it's you? It's like soul you, not just the shell you. It's like who you are at the core, just knowing yourself, right? That's the self-awareness piece of it. And then instead of freedom with your spouse or your partner, what does it look like? Some people have business goal, body goal, rarely have partner and wife goal, which is very important, right? Because it's part of that foundation, right? We're looking at business as like more money, biggest, gross revenue. But the reality, that is just the fruit. And you're trying to impact the fruit, but the fruit is always the results. It can never be messed with. It is always a result of mindset, limiting belief, partners, how your body feels, how it feels at home. If you
Did you water that tree?
Yeah, if you water that tree. And sometimes you got to move that tree. Sometimes you can't stay, we talked about that, right? Some people are so stuck, instead of like their city, they've never lived.
Yes.
I was born in Africa. I lived in Europe. Now I'm in the US, right? Some people have never left their city inside the United States their entire life.
Yeah.
And what is required for them is just move that tree somewhere else where the soil is very different, and there's other trees like you that grow, and therefore you can grow,
that's right,
bigger.
Amen. So Nicole, can you highlight? Okay, so we have a question for you. I can't read it, so I don't know. Leo, can you read it on your screen?
The question is from Terry Bean. Yes. So you talk about steps. They'll also say you don't know the how so. How can we write down the steps?
I think that's what we're going to be doing on Wednesday, right? So that's like the
correct.
Purpose of this live stream. If you're watching me right now on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it, or if you're watching the replay, the purpose of this live stream is to give you a sneak peek to meet our guest speakers for Wednesday's BGB MasterClass. And if you'd like to register, Nicole, can you drop in the chat, bgbmasterclass.com. You can get registered for that event this Wednesday. Leo and Julian will be teaching the steps during the masterclass. Today's just an overview. Today's just a preview, just to get the juices flowing, to kind of get an idea of what you're going to experience on Wednesday.
Correct.
But Terry, I haven't seen you in a long time. Love you, by the way. Make sure that you get registered. Nicole's dropping the link inside the chat, so all the different platforms can get registered for Wednesday.
So we are giving you a sneak peek on Wednesday. And then November 22nd and 23rd, we're going to go deep. We are doing a 2-day workshop where you will leave this workshop having your entire 2025 planned out within the pillars of your body, being, balance, and business.
I love that. Body, being, balance, and business. Beautiful.
That's right.
Wow. What is it? B4? B4. Oh, I like that. We should create that brand. B4. Everybody's watching it live right here. The manifestation process. The B4 method, right? The B4 method. I love it.
Exactly.
All right. So step 3 in the process, gentlemen.
Go ahead, Julian. I'll let you take it.
So we talked about getting the actual fact about where you at, right? Which is, I think, one of the most important piece first, because as entrepreneurs, and I'm gonna say as a man, I can't talk about, as a woman. As a man, we lie about the present, like where we currently are, right? We make it either bigger or smaller, right? Adding information, removing information. We lie about the past, where we actually came from. And we lie about the future, where we say we're going to go, but we're like, I don't really have intention of going over there. But if I say otherwise, I'm going to be viewed as less than, right? So I think the very first one, like setting you the ground, like, I'm here. Whatever that looks like. This is where I'm at. I haven't crossed $1 million. This is where I'm at. I've been stuck at $1 million. This is where I'm at. I have the $1 million, but I just have like negative profit margin. This is where I'm at, right? I'm in a sexless marriage. This is where I'm at. My kids don't like to talk to me. This is where I'm at. I have no purpose anymore. Ray talked about that. You start a business and you've been there long enough, and you're like, I'm just doing it, but it just doesn't do anything for me anymore. But I feel like I'm the guy, right? So boom, stake. Then we're looking at where we want to go. What does that freedom look like? Because freedom is the most important thing. Freedom in your body, freedom in your being, freedom in your relationship, and then freedom in your business. And then we're shrinking it down to what we know we need to do next. That is one of the most important stuff. We don't fully know how the freedom looks like, right? You've been in business long enough, you know that you can set those big goals. But then as you're navigating, you realize like, oh, wow, things that I know, things that I know I don't know. I'm gonna hire somebody like Ray to help me find out like the things that I don't know. And then as I'm hiring him, I realize, man, there's so many things that I didn't even know I didn't know. And that's the next step, right? As you navigate. And then now we're going to, okay, what does it look like month at a time, 4 weeks at a time, and then daily action inside of all core 4 domain, so they can move together and not just business is great, home is sucks. Home is great, business sucks. My body is great, my business sucks, right? But being able to move them all 4 together at the same exact time.
And I think the cool thing about it, we've developed a sort of a game that you can play every day, every week, every month, where as you accomplish tasks, you get points. Each point at the end of the month, you get to reward yourself. So if you accumulate a certain number of points within your body, being, balance, and business, it means that you're doing the right things towards your goal. You then get to reward yourself.
All right. So I absolutely love gamification. And if you're listening right now, I want you to understand how this works, how it's happening to you right now by marketers and advertisers, but also how you can use it for yourself and for your business. And Nicole, if we have any other comments, can you just make sure you highlight them so we can say hello and acknowledge anyone who's on Facebook or YouTube who's dropping in a comment? Can we just highlight them for a moment? So Leo, you want to read the comments for me? Because I can't see it, all my glasses on.
Terry Bean, once again, I have a triple B biz, LOL. Beautifully beamed bookmarks, LOL. Love that.
Beautiful.
Another one from Booker Walton. Ray, thank you for letting me know about your video webinar today.
Oh, awesome. Good. Thank you for the feedback, because like I do this because I think it's going to make a difference. Otherwise, we could have just had the event on Wednesday. Leo and Julian are taking time out of their Monday, very busy day of the week, to be on this, just to share this with you guys, to let you know what they're going to be talking about. So let's go back to gamification for a second. So
Let's do it.
how and why is gamification so valuable and important? And what does it do in our chemistry that actually incentivizes to do things?
It's a great question. It creates that competitive fire within you, right? It's you against you. So every day you're going against yourself. So if you know that yesterday you did 3 points, psychologically, you want to beat yourself the following day. So you're going to work really hard to get that 4th point or that 5th point. And if you don't, you're going to feel some sort of way about your day and how you accomplished it. So it keeps you accountable. It's a way for you to quickly, daily reward yourself and measure yourself and know where you are within your goal.
And it's fun.
Exactly.
I mean, and it's fun, right? Like you have to add to it. I think as business guys, like sometimes like you make things like so serious, but you know that when you lose is when you create the best. When you're just tight and everything like this, like you just can't. And so here's also a way for you to be able to check in and see also like where am I winning? Where are my blind spots? When you start to gamify life, it becomes fun. The challenge is that most people have never reached enough abundance to gamify life. That you're in scarcity most of your life, that you can never get to the place of like, so what can I do now that is fun and enjoyable, that I can actually, have fun in the life that I get to live versus, man, I have to.
Right. And on top of that, it gives you data, which is probably the most important thing. It gives you information about yourself that you can see and track and see where you are.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this. You may want to add this to your presentation, but whenever we as humans accomplish something or mark something off the checklist, it releases the serotonin. And when serotonin is released, it's the happy drug. So you feel good. So when you go, check, I finished this. That's why we like to go to the grocery store. Check, check. Oh, I got it. Woohoo. That's also why when we get likes, when we get comments, when we get these things on social media, that's how they got us. So when I tell you that all the social medias have gotten us because they know oh my God, I got 1,000 likes. Oh my God, I got 600 likes. Oh my God, I got 20 comments. That is serotonin release that you're getting, which is the happy drug. So it feels good. Then you sit there and refresh, and they've hooked you. Now, for marketers, from a marketing perspective, you might want to like turn off your notifications like I have so that they can't suck you in. But from your business perspective, you want to gamify what you're doing so that you can release your serotonin. You can get the happy drug and be like, oh, I feel so good because I accomplished this. Oh, I checked this off. And the more gamification you can implement into your life, into your business, number one, the happier you will be, just like Julian said. And number two, the more productive and effective you will be. And let's be honest, why are we doing what we're doing? We're doing it to produce results. We're doing to get a benefit. We're not just doing it because. So if you create this gamification process that Leo and Julian have incorporated into their system, you're going to actually be more successful.
Exactly. And you will be more engaged also. It's going to bring a level of fun that it's going to make you go back every single day to it. That's the point, to keep you coming back.
Exactly. Because then it's fun and it's consistent, and then you're going to accomplish more. So what's the last step, gentlemen? What's the last part?
Go for it.
I think one, and it's one that we don't often do, and I was sharing that with Leo, I think it was like this past weekend, was being able to check in. So we have this whole system, right? You're looking at it. The challenge is that people set their goals, right? November or January, whatever that is, but then there's no check-in. Period. There's no check-in. Here's just like there's a system to allow you to check in weekly, monthly, quarterly. So you can see, am I on track or off track? And that's the biggest challenge. I know right inside of marketing, you see it all the time, right? Like, is what we're doing actually working or not working? As basic as this sounds, it is one of the things that is the most forgotten, from entrepreneurs, because you're so in a whirlwind of business that you're like, I'm going, I don't have time to just stop. But if you don't stop, then you're just never going to grow. You're going to repeat. That's why some businesses can be there for 10 plus years, but literally they've been stuck at year 4 of like growth, system, operations, their branding, their marketing. They've been stuck at year 4. Their logo net hasn't changed. Their colors hasn't changed. Their website hasn't changed. Right? And we talk about your relationship with your
Yep.
wife, the way you're dating your wife hasn't changed. And you're like, you've been married for 15 years and you're still, looking at this like,
Yeah.
year 5. So that's the last step, being able to check in and seeing off track, on track, off track, pivot.
Love it.
And
Love it. Go ahead.
just to add to that real quick, Ray, I think the accountability part of it is great because the game gives you a self accountability.
Yes.
And then you have both me and Julian in the group to have a larger accountability around you to make sure that you succeed and achieve your goals.
I love that. I love that. And I want to make one correction. Terry actually made a comment and supported me. I get these two confused. It's dopamine that gets released, not serotonin. It's dopamine that gets released, which is the happy drug. So thank you for that correction, Terry. And I think Stardeek made a comment in there as well.
Yes. He wants you to bring the Mohawk back, Ray.
Oh, wow. All right. I need to get a vote on that because especially from the ladies, I've gotten a negative response. They don't like the Mohawk. But thank you, Stardeek. I'm considering it. I really am. I need to get a haircut. So, all right, gentlemen, we got a few minutes before we wrap up for today. So I'm super excited about Wednesday. So if you're just joining us or if you just were watching the tail end of this live, this Wednesday, we're doing the BGB MasterClass where Leo and Julian will be talking about their system and their process, which they just previewed today. They're going to be going into a little bit more detail, and they have a very special event coming up in November that you're going to have an opportunity to register for this Wednesday during our MasterClass. If you haven't registered already, Nicole, please drop inside the chat the link. It's bgbmasterclass.com. We do this once a month as just a give back to the community to support you, bringing in successful leaders like Julian and Leo to come share their wealth of knowledge for free just to support you as our entrepreneurial community. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving back. Julian, Leo, anything final words before we wrap up for today?
Guys, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Take the opportunity, come to our masterclass, come learn something new.
Amen.
Enough said.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you, Julian. Thank you, Leo. And thank you for joining us live. We'll see you this Wednesday at the BGB Masterclass. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, Ray. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Ray.